Hey guys, just some brief context. This was recorded back in October. It took a while to edit because life happened, and I just am releasing it now. So enjoy, like, comment, subscribe if you like it, and coolio. Hey, you want to be on the show again?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Hi. This is a
special tri-collaboration episode.
special tri-collaboration
Whatever.
episode. Yeah.
Hooray!
Yay. Episode
Yay.
5, right?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know.
Episode. No, wait. Episode.
Oh no.
Yeah, episode 5. Last episode was the. You're checking the.
Yeah.
Last episode was the Sentai. The crossover episode was episode. Not. Okay.
Oh, no. We'll get there in the end.
The continuity episode was episode 3.
Yes.
And
the ADD episode was episode 4.
that was yes.
The Scop Skeletons from... I'm kidding.
The stop scout, the one with the punching weight reference.
Oh no.
Yeah, I have it on screen. It's episode
5. Yeah.
5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This Rocket's back.
I'm back. Hooray.
Yeah.
Hello.
And I'm actually. This is the second time I'm recording something in the same room as Warsmith.
Yep.
Ever since the first time was the Lightyear.
Yep. The
Thing.
Lightyear Space Rangers, as tenuous as that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched part of that.
It was. Dude, I don't.
Not the movie, the review.
I don't blame you for not watching the full thing because we did it on our phone, on my phone.
Yeah. Once again, very rambling.
We
I haven't seen the actual movie, so
it's like
I don't plan on it, to be honest.
watch Adventure Begins.
It's better.
I was literally about to say. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go back and rewatch that.
Just watch.
Yeah. I'm sorry. How is it that the 90s somehow pays more attention to actual making sense within continuity than the 2000s?
Well, it's not even like
Good
continuity.
point,
It's like the spirit of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about Buzz Lightyear, even
Yeah,
though that
that's a
would.
separate tangent. Congratulations. Tick 1 on the tangent count.
Yeah, right. You said we should implement a tangent counter.
Yeah.
So then, I'm gonna try to do that. We're trying to remember to do
But
that.
that has nothing to do with you. That's just a thing we should have
In general,
regardless.
yeah, that's something that I'm gonna do.
The bunny trail counter.
Yeah. Okay. So, we are talking about Power Rangers again. Shocker. And we
A
were
Power
talking.
Rangers podcast that talks about Power Rangers.
Yes.
I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Shocker. We were talking about crossovers, Power Rangers crossovers. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm gonna get to those pictures in a sec.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get those pictures in a sec. Well, I guess which one should we start talking about first?
Well, it depends. We could either go in order of the time when they happened, or
Yeah, chronologically or
I guess let's talk about A Friend in Need.
yep.
is that the Masked Rider one?
That was
I
the
can't
Masked
remember.
Rider one,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would thought so.
Does it count as a crossover if the show doesn't exist yet? Technically.
I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of like a crossover. It's also kind of a backdoor pilot for Masked Rider. Kind of like, hey, let's test this out and see if anyone sets the seats on fire if we try this.
Yeah. See if we could pull that.
it got
crossover.
it lasted for a while. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing about Masked Rider, though, and I mentioned this in the continuity episode, and that is that Masked Rider technically exists as a TV show in the Power Rangers universe.
Oh, right.
Huh.
Right.
There's an episode of Time Force where in the
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
there's an episode in Time Force in 2001 where the villain's daughter, Nadira, is watching TV and she's watching an episode of Masked Rider. It's not an episode where it's not part of the episode where he's transformed, but at the very least, there are apparently canonically
completely slipped me by.
Canonically, Dex became an actor
or
after he came to Earth.
Yeah.
I must have completely missed this, or just
You really
like,
wouldn't
not...
know it unless it's pointed out to you.
Yeah, I only know it because Linkara pointed it out during History of Power Rangers, I think.
I don't remember that either, and I am an advocate. Well, actually, I haven't seen them since I think Megaforce was the last one I saw, but I did used to watch a lot of History of Power Rangers. I just don't remember that.
Also,
but it's been a while.
He also remastered a bunch of them while he
That is true.
Yeah, he took out the famous rant.
Yeah.
He took it from the Wild Force review.
I just realized it wasn't a good look. Huh?
Which one? There's several.
So the famous "It's out when it's out" rant.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
This is like the thing that he's most famous for.
Essentially.
History of Power Rangers has no set schedule. The videos are done when they're done and will be released when they're done.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, that and his very vitriol hatred to Oni plays and Lightbringer, but those are
we're not here to rag on Linkara.
No.
But anyway, regardless of whether if he does or does not deserve it, I'm not here to pass judgment on that. But anyway, so yes, strangely enough, as I said, canonically, at the very least, Dax, the prince of what planet was it again?
Oh god, I don't remember.
Yeah, the Prince of Edenoi went to Earth and at the very least canonically became an actor.
The weird thing about we're never gonna have an opportunity to talk about Masked Rider again. The weird thing about Masked Rider is it's just they used footage from one of the Kamen Rider early day movies.
They're technically, well, okay, yeah, they came out in the Heisei era, but they're considered Showa era for some reason. I don't know why.
I think it's just because Heisei is considered
Kuga onwards.
I don't really know what the difference is, to be honest. I never really studied what the different tokusatsu eras.
It has to do with emperors of Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
Oh, whatever. But so out of nowhere.
I forget which one it is, but yeah, there is a point where they show footage from one of those, and he's totally not.
I think it was Zio, not to be confused with
CEO.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with ZX or 01 or freaking
or Power Rangers Zio.
Well, I was talking about Kamen Rider. what was the Kamen Rider Zio? The time travel one?
Oh, Geo. It's spelled
Right.
Zio, but it's pronounced Geo because Japanese pronunciation and spelling is weird.
One of those weird examples where do you pronounce it Zhu Ranger or Jew Ranger?
No one knows.
I've always said Jew Ranger. It just doesn't really matter. We're not Japanese, so it's gonna sound stupid no matter how we say it. So.
That's true, but
you're trying to anglicize a language that doesn't have equivalencies.
My general rule though is that if you hear it pronounced in the original language and you could approximate how it's supposed to sound, that's how you're supposed to say it.
Yeah. It's why I say Spy Family. I don't say Spy X Family because that's a Japanese stylistic choice. It's not actually there's not actually an X in the title. Same with Hunter x Hunter.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I always said Spy X simply because I always X is a lot of the time.
It really doesn't matter. I'm just a total obsessive. So I know these. I don't know. It's not a big deal.
Well, that's fun to know.
What's his name? Dex's grandfather actually appears in the comics.
Well, that's cool.
he appears in like an issue of Go-Go,
Mhm.
and I know you've read all of Go-Go.
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh yeah. When during the Alpha 1 arc, or like series of things.
I would not know because I kind of don't care about Go-Go, but it
Well, I think the fact that they explored Alpha 1 was kind of cool. Which, hilarious enough, would have been an excellent dovetail into the crossover between them and Justice League.
which I guess we're gonna.
Decide to just completely throw out the rules we established and just
No, I was gonna. I want to cap off with this. The reason why a friend in need sucks. This is, you can quote me on this. The reason why a friend in need sucks is it has zero Furbus in it.
No fur.
The reason why Heisei Generations suck is because it has zero Furbus in it.
Oh my god. No. Wait, is all of Heisei Generations or like the first one?
I don't know, the
There's
big
several.
like finale one that they did for Geo, Zeo, whatever.
Because there's several of them.
The one
There's
where they
Heisei
like
Generations and
one where the one where they stole a kid from the real world.
oh lord.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, and I've barely watched. I think I watched their first one, the one with Pac-Man, and then whatever the final one was that it didn't end up being final because the Reiwa era got like postponed by like a year.
Yeah.
So they had to like save face, like whoops.
Nothing in these shows are ever final until it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like horror movies, like when they say like, oh, it's like the final chapter. No, it's not. We're not idiots.
Jason X is the I think Jason X was the final one.
Halloween ends
It makes
until
money.
it doesn't. Halloween ends until it makes a lot of money, and then we suddenly got to make another Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calling it right now.
Reboot. But anyway, I guess we'll talk about Justice League a little bit. Power Rangers Justice League.
I wish I had gotten time to read it.
No, not a big deal. Not a big deal.
I mean, I'm a big Justice League fan and just DC fan in general, so I will have some stuff to talk about. Just I won't have a lot of context.
Okay, so the premise for this this crossover, shock of all shocks, Power Rangers end up in the DC universe due to like teleporter malfunctions.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can buy that.
Yeah.
Like they, I think they what happened? They
What, they try to teleport with Zed or something? Because Zed also gets dragged into the DC.
right. They end up okay. It's a weird like mishmash of season 1 and season 2 stuff.
Yeah, because the comics are all over the place in terms of what they're adapting.
Well, no, they're pretty consistent with that. But like in terms of
Arsenals and weapons and things, they're just kind of all over the
specifically
place. Megazords. Huh.
Yeah, like the Dino Megazord is clearly a thing in oh my gosh. In
Crossover.
yeah, in the crossover. Thank you. I can speak.
I mean, now.
But at this point, they should like be moved on to the Thunderzords, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
At least.
Though, because literally the first act of Zed was to destroy the Megazord.
Yeah,
It was
that
specifically
doesn't.
how we knew to take him seriously. Even though technically there is no reason why the Dino Megazord couldn't have shown up during season 2, because you have to remember that they actually transform into the. It's kind of like
Very true.
A surprisingly close parallel to the Super Mega mode. Now that I think about it, because if you actually see every time they call the Zords, they actually
transform.
start. Yeah, they start as the Dinozords, and then they transform into.
So it's kind of like because Megaforce, Super Megaforce was almost like the reverse. Like it was the Rangers like starting out in the one form and then changing
Yeah.
Mhm.
instead of the Zords.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm saying for all we know, there's no real reason why the original Zords couldn't have just formed the standard Megazord.
the weird thing is Piranha's head was YouTube footage.
That is
Interesting.
weird.
That was
I mean,
like,
that actually kind of makes sense because
A lot of the G2 stuff is very bizarre.
but like
and how it was
they
implemented.
could have had credence to use the original Megazord. Like
yeah.
I think that, whatever.
I mean, G2 is an awesome concept and mess and cool idea all at the same time.
Like the only I think they only really start using Die Ranger footage is by the trophy monster, and I'm only thinking of that because that's the first time that Die Reno you see him.
Yeah, because Die Reno takes a while to show up. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I've seen Die Ranger, but I do remember they kind of staggered the. They did what modern Tokyo were all afraid to do.
Who I think fights the trophy guy specifically.
I can't remember. It's been too long.
And
You can tell Die Ranger was a 90s Sentai because they weren't afraid to not have the Megazord in the first episode.
yeah,
Nowadays, that would never happen.
no, we need to sell toys fast.
And we need to sell toys, and the kids might be afraid there isn't a mecha in the show if we don't have it right away. There might be like, oh gosh, there's only red has one. No.
In fact, we need to sell toys so much, we'll put the toys on shelves months before the show premieres.
Hey, at least they get the toys in Japan.
That is true.
That is very true.
Very, very true.
Looking at you, Beast Morphers.
You know, I was able to get all the Beast Morphers toys I want.
I don't know if they're doing better with the Dino Fury toy line, but the Beast Morphers toy line had a lot of surprising gaps in it. Which is funny because they added stuff from Go Busters. Like they took that's a rant for another day.
That probably is. Okay, let's get back to the Power Rangers crossover. So the thing opens up with a giant sort of like cock tease of like a crater where Angel Grove is, and Zach's
Oh, wow.
all like depressed and like you don't mind spoilers, right? Do you or
No, I'm fine.
okay? So Zach's all like depressed, and then like Superman comes and comforts him. He's like, "It's okay, Zach. You did all you could."
Yeah, weird thing about that is that we don't actually end up with that scene again. It's one of those weird examples.
No, we do. It's well, okay.
Yeah,
fine.
but it doesn't like play out the same way. Where it's like, if I recall, it's one of those examples where it's like, and now we're back here, but now we're not actually back here because it's slightly different for some reason.
I think it just like goes right after, and right before and right after. So yeah, the reason why Angel Grove is a crater is because Brainiac took Angel Grove.
Yep.
Wow.
Then and
That's-
Brainiac essentially said, "Let's swap places."
That's kind of interesting.
He's making monsters out of all the aliens Brainiac's collected, and Brainiac's just taking like Angel Grove as an Earth city because he just kind of like Zordon essentially Zed essentially proposes, hey, does it really matter?
You want a city from Earth?
Doesn't
Does it
matter.
have to be this Earth?
He has a point.
Yeah, even though technically there are so many variables to counteract, and like I'm just like
I mean,
Brainiac would probably want both.
yeah.
I was like, I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's like, let's be honest, Brainiac already exists in a known multiverse. Are you really telling me that Brainiac like hasn't considered just taking other Earths? Because I'm pretty sure if he looked not decently hard, you can find an Earth where Superman doesn't exist.
Also, the massive retcon that Brainiac has become extra dimensional ever since Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, great.
So that, and every other version of Brainiac is just a probe.
DC continuity.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Basically, Brainiac was the same Brainiac from Crisis on Infinite Earths, and every other Brainiac after that was just a robot.
But this technically they put out for the new 52, so does that count?
Kind of.
God only knows. God only knows with the new 52.
Kind of. It works, but like it doesn't at the same time. No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about that retcon was from after the new 52.
I love the new 52. Not really.
The multi whatever.
I don't think anyone does.
So we get like tons of scenes of you know the Justice League and Power Rangers interacting. It's like sort of like a weird mishmash of like DCAU Justice League, but replace Hawkgirl with Cyborg, and I guess Barry with Wally.
Yeah, Wally with Barry.
Great, Wally with Barry.
Yeah, it's pretty much very clear that they're going to that they're specifically trying to reference or pull on those, like, hey, you remember these shows that were on together in the 90s? Remember them?
Justice League wasn't in the 90s.
Well, the 2000s. Close enough.
It was like,
It was the early. It was basically. It was like.
I mean, Batman the Animated Series.
True.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That
works for me,
They were on
though.
the same
I mean,
network. They were on the
that's
same
the
network.
version. That's the version of the Justice League I grew up with. So it doesn't matter. You know, doesn't matter to me.
I mean, there's no Green Arrow, there's no Aquaman. Well, Green Arrow does show up, but
Yeah.
like,
Or at the very least, parts of his costume. And
no,
stuff.
he himself shows up like in the.
Yeah. And then there's, to be honest, this is something I probably should have brought up in the continuity video, but the Boom continuity is a complete and utter mess for me. Because
It doesn't know what to do.
It doesn't know what to
It
do,
doesn't know-
and it makes no clear delineation between what is actually canon to the Boom comics and what isn't. Meanwhile, with at least for someone like me, maintaining a pretty much consistent, relatively close art style between all the books. So it's not like you have a drastically changed art style to even suggest, okay, this is like kind of like how Adventure Time would occasionally bring on like guest
Animators.
guest animations. They'll do like they did the Minecraft style episode, and they did the claymation episode, and like I'm pretty sure like those are not actually canon.
But to be fair, like aside from the Minecraft one, like it's very little. I mean, I hate Adventure Time, but I've watched every episode. So like there's very little inconsequential plot.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Like so it doesn't really.
What is and is not consequential is completely arbitrary depending on what episode, when it, whatnot.
Yeah.
The point is that, like, for example, that comic ends on a cliffhanger, and now I'm completely not sure whether or not Brainiac is running around in the Power Rangers main universe, because that's technically what it's supposed to be, except I
think it was just supposed to indicate a sequel. Basically, they pull a Vengex with Brainiac.
Yeah.
Huh.
But Brainiac is inside Alpha.
Interesting.
But okay.
Yeah.
But
But I
okay,
never
basically, it's
But it has yet to get followed up on.
probably because I think ever since the Hasbro buy, like, probably chances are slim to none. But okay, basically, okay. So here's the gist. So whatever, Justice League and Power Rangers fight a little bit.
Hooray.
There is a great little bit though where it's like Adam. Zach believes that Batman is one of Rita's monsters, and then it is fun seeing Batman just kind of restrainedly wail on him, like doing the whole dodge every punch type of thing.
Though he does call an assist from Flash.
Yeah, which is kind of like, it makes sense. Like he points out, and the other thing I actually really do love about this is that it actually points out, and we've talked about this before, Eli.
Yeah.
That it actually points out that the Power Rangers are super powered. A lot of people forget this because of what they're compared to, but each Power Ranger is approximately on the same, similar power level and spectrum to beings like Spider-Man and Captain America.
Crap.
By the way, we just
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait,
This is a problem.
You want to restart the meeting?
Yeah, let's restart the meeting.